Fortnite has become the single most popular and successful video game that has come along in this current console generation. It has been thrust into all corners of culture where you have famous musicians and athletes teaming up with streamers to all chase that victory royale. The game has been out for a while, and with all the Twitch milestones and multi-system wide implementations, now is the biggest the game has ever been. For those just joining in on the fun, or even seasoned Fortniters, here are some tips that will improve your gameplay for the Battle Royale game modes. First and foremost is a pretty obvious tip that some people may shy away from: solo game practice. While Fortnite is the game to play with friends, solo queuing into a match and testing your own skills is one of the best ways to improve your gameplay. No teammates, no revives, just kill or be killed. Play a couple of solo matches a day and you'll notice an improvement in your gameplay, and soon you'll be chasing that coveted solo victory royale. Where you drop at the beginning of the game often will impact how you perform. Choose your drop zone wisely and accordingly to how many people are in your squad. If you want to have an intense game, then Tilted Towers is always there for you. It's a gamble since it is highly populated, but there is quite a lot of loot to be found. However, if you want somewhere less chaotic and more of a chance to build your loadout before facing opponents, then pick somewhere more on the edge of the map, kind of away from the bus path. Get used to drop zones you like and get familiar with locations of the loot. Find a path that has plenty of loot spots so you'll be ready for fights. While skill does matter, your inventory, including weapons, building materials, and other pickups, plays a big part of your success. Be smart about what you hold in your inventory. There's no reason to have both a blue AR and a green burst on hand at both times. You'll just be wasting ammo. Pick the stronger one or the one you are better with and ditch the other. Main focuses for loadouts should be a distance weapon, such as a rifle, a close quarters weapon, such as a shotgun or maybe a submachine gun if you'd like, health items, and shields. You can mix and match with this setup, adding snipers or nades, but be sure you have the essentials and that you are ordering them correctly in your quick select menu. I generally go AR and shotgun in the first two, followed by health and shield items in the last slots. Another tip for this on squads is to equally distribute firepower. Have an explosive carrier, somebody with a minigun, a shield stacker, and a health mule to make sure you are ready for all encounters. Also pick up resources for building along the way as often as you can. This will be useful late game and for defensive building in gunfights. No matter what guns you pick up throughout the game, you will lose gunfights if you are not familiar with how each weapon shoots. Take time to learn how different guns behave. Learn to control burst fires, how to lead sniper shots, the balancing mechanics of grenade launchers, and the different firing rates for shotguns. For auto rifles blue and below, you'll want to try to control your fire rate and shoot in smaller, controlled bursts to stay on your target and manage recoil. Purple and gold scars generally do well in maintaining accuracy when firing full auto. Shotguns also vary between the firing rate of pumps and tactical version. While the pump is slower, it usually packs a better punch if you hit headshots. You'll have to pick between damage and accuracy between the two. Mastering rocket and grenade based weapons is also important for being able to use them efficiently. Take the time to learn how each weapon behaves and operates. Crouching is also a tactic that improves accuracy as well, so try to do that in gunfights without leaving yourself open. To go along with learning to use each gun, you'll also want to be smart about how you engage enemies in gunfights. Before shooting at an enemy player, be sure that you will have enough time to kill them before they can disappear. Positioning is important, so try to have the higher ground than your opponent. Don't waste time shooting super far away opponents unless you have a scoped weapon. Stick to gunfights that you have a fair shot at winning and try to avoid shooting in the middle of an open field. Also be smart with what weapon you choose to engage with. If they are closer, then use your shotgun or even use a combination of a shotgun and submachine gun. Just find a good time to strike and go for the kill. The unique feature in this game that is simple to understand but hard to master is building. Building is the key mechanic in this game that separates good players from great players. Building is crucial to the gameplay. You have your basic walls, ceilings, floors, and ramps that can be used to build almost any fort imaginable. It can be hard when starting out, but practice makes perfect. Building is also vitally important for protecting yourself in gunfights, getting a tactical edge by making a fort in a smart spot, and for storming other bases. Building doesn't have to be pretty either. Don't worry too much about making a certain type of fort. Just build what you can to survive. It may look and feel goofy, but it can be the difference between winning and losing a gunfight. When building, keep an eye on your resources and always make sure you are not building downhill from enemies. Those bases are easier to attack. Another thing I would recommend is to play with your settings a little bit. You can have your building mechanic choose to reset every time when you switch back to your gun or pickaxe. This can be useful as you know you'll always be building a wall when you first whip it out. I recommend practicing with this method to see if you like it or the default method better. This one is obvious but needed to be at least mentioned. Good teamwork is the difference between winning and losing games. Be sure you are sticking close to your teammates and not running off solo. Group firing is also important, and be sure to use flank maneuvers when your squad mates are laying down suppressive fire. Teammates are also useful for sharing ammo and resources. Grab some friends and queue up in squads and get that teamwork down. Gameplay towards end of games tends to change up a lot. Teams and players bunker down as they are all getting in prime position for that victory royale. Gameplay decisions at this point are important. While there are many different strategies, we'll go over a rather basic technique. A good general strategy is to keep on the edge of the circle and avoid building a base too early and have it be outside of safe zones. Stick to the outside and keep looking in to try and pick off other players. When the game gets down to about 10 or 15 people, then that's a good time to start building a fort. Save items such as jump pads and campfires, as they can be really helpful in late game scenarios. Be aware and keep good positioning and you'll have a higher chance of winning. Be aggressive. Take part in that gunfight. Chase that enemy down, climb up to the top of that enemy base and take them out. The more aggressive you play, the better you will get in gunfights and you will find yourself succeeding. Hiding in bushes won't improve your skills. Don't be afraid to die. A good way to work on your aggressive gameplay is to drop in tilted and, well, just pretty much try to survive. Finally, just have fun. Don't take the game too serious and rage every time you don't win. Don't yell at teammates when you die. Enjoy the game and realize that is what it is, a game. It's a great experience with friends that can easily be ruined by a whiny teammate. Got any other tips you'd like to share? Drop them below. Now get out there and chase that victory royale.